Hi, I'm Anatole. This is my review of The Disastrous Life of Saiki. It is a series from Japan that originated in 2016, and it came from the manga, and the airing order of it is very unique. From what I can understand, it aired 5 times a week for about 5 minutes at the beginning in the morning before another show. And then at the end of the week, they compiled those 5-minute skits into one episode. So what we see in the beginning episode is those first 5 skits. And the episode does feel very much like a collection of skits. So what I'm getting from reading about it, there were 124 of those skits. And the series now that's been compiled into episode 20, and from what I can get, there are now 24 episodes of these 120 so or more skits. So each episode has 5 of those skits. So the first episode does have the origin of the character Saiki.
My name is Kusuo Saiki, and I have psychic superpowers. 16 years ago, an ordinary couple gave birth to a not-so-ordinary baby boy.
So the first skit is the kind of the upbringing of this kid who had psychic powers, and then after that there isn't much connection between the different skits. So I'm not going to discuss what happens in them because that would just be redundant. And also a little scattershot, since there are just so many. There are 4. I'd have to discuss 4 more of them. But what I will do is discuss a little bit about the style of the humor and talk about what the predecessor of it may have been, and then give my reaction. So the style of humor, in Japan it's known as kuso humor, which translates as shit humor. And a lot of it is just nonsense and also social awkwardness.
Hey there, buddy! Nindo, the guy no one likes, but who's strangely taken a liking to me.
And it was a manga originally, so I'm not going to take away from the writer and artist of that manga. But he reminded me of the anime series Cromartie High. And so before filming, I went to find out the director of Saiki, what did he do before, and lo and behold, it was Cromartie High, because the humor is very similar. So there's a lot of situations where good deeds go punished, like no good deed goes unpunished, or people ironically create the situation they're trying to avoid by overthinking things. And so we see a scene where Saiki, he doesn't want any attention, and the most beautiful girl in the school, who tries to be beautiful on the inside, decides she's going to say hello to Saiki, the most awkward boy in the school.
Saiki, hi.
Here she comes. The one thing this arrogant girl won't consider is that I'm ignoring her.
And Saiki tries to avoid her because he doesn't want anyone paying attention to him, and thinking about the fact that maybe there's something different about him. Maybe he's got something going on there, like Superman-like, and his avoiding her just makes her more intrigued by him, and that creates the situation he's trying to avoid. So she falls in love with him and wants to get more involved with him when all he wanted to do was just avoid her completely.
Oh my gosh, no, it can't be. Don't tell me that I'm... What are these feelings coming over me? I think I'm falling in love with Saiki.
Oh, wow.
So that's an example of that style of humor where ironically the thing the character is trying to avoid is the thing that happens. And then I wanted to talk about my reaction to the series. Is that I enjoy it because that weird humor, what they call kuso humor, it doesn't have any analog in the West. Nothing that is just so as nonsensical. Monty Python is the closest analogy that I can think of in Kids in the Hall, but there isn't anything contemporaneous to this in the West that is similar to that, just sort of bizarre going on about something that's silly for too long and making it funny because it becomes so awkward how long you're going on about it. I really like that. It's dry. It's very dry humor.
They caught the snake
Well, that's relief. Where did they find it?
at the school's front gate. It was just kind of laying on the ground, half dead.
Is it possible Saiki and I aren't the only students with superpowers?
Okay, why was it half dead?
Some first graders have been whipping it around.
That's one weak-ass murder snake.
So I enjoyed it a lot. It's very broad and bizarre and slapsticky all at the same time. And the fact that it's kind of got a superhero angle to it is very unique too. So I in the end, I enjoyed it a lot. And I like Promarte High. I love that series. So this is just right up my alley. In any event, that's my brief review of the first episode of The Disastrous Life of Saiki K. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a comment if you have any thoughts about this anime. And that's all for now. Take care and be well.